Hello everyone, myself Shruti K, working as Assistant Professor in Government Engineering College. I welcome you all to the lecture series on the subject Technical Innovation Management and Entrepreneurship for 5th semester. This video is a part of Learning Management System under the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. In the previous session, we have understood about the business model, that is the meaning of the business model, how to design, analyze, and improve a business model. In this session, I'll explain what is a business plan, its scope, need, and then let me go through each of its sections such as marketing plan, financial plan, human resource plan, and production plan. The business model is the mechanism through which the company generates its profit, while the business plan is the document representing the company's strategy and expected financial performance for the years to come. So, a business plan is a macro document that helps prepare to launch or operate a business with different sections addressing each specific areas related to running the business. Within a business plan are the sections such as on marketing, finance, human resource, and production, which also can be a standalone documents if a company doesn't have a business plan. A business plan is a written document which guides or to guide outlining each part of your business. The plan is valuable in obtaining financing and promoting business growth, and it also serves as a guide for managing each aspect of your business. According to the Small Business Administration, there is no formula for developing a business plan, although some common elements appear in most of the business plans. So, the summary is a business plan is a written document prepared by the entrepreneur that describes all the relevant external and internal elements involved in starting a new venture. And it is an integration of functional plans such as marketing, finance, manufacturing, and human resources plans. A business plan is a blueprint of step-by-step process that would be followed to convert a business idea into a successful business venture. So, what it means is a business plan is a blueprint which gives you the explanation on the step-by-step process which needs to be followed to convert the business idea into a successful business venture. It's a written document which describes the nature of the business, the sales and the marketing strategy, and the financial background, and containing a projected profit which contains it also contains the projected profit and loss statements. A business plan is also a roadmap that provides directions so as a business can plan its future, and it helps to avoid bumps in the road. The time you spend making your business plan thorough and accurate and keeping it up to date is an investment that pays you big dividends in the long term. Let us So you know that the business plan is the written representation of an entrepreneur's vision for his business. A business plan is a document which will be around 10 to 20 pages in length, and that describes where a business is heading towards and how it hopes to achieve its goals and objectives. A workable business plan should have determined the direction of the company and highlight the challenges in the path of the business and as to formulate strategies and contingencies to keep the business on track in order to reach predetermined goals and objectives. A business plan is not just for a startup company, but it is also for those which are growing. It can be used to establish realistic goals or targets to achieve and to determine the current position. A business plan is used to help make crucial startup decisions and to reassure investors, to measure operational progress, to test planning and assumptions, to adjust forecasts, and to set the standard for good operational management. Now, the need for preparing the business plan are entrepreneurs reap benefits from the planning activity itself. A business plan is used to get finance from banks or to get equity funding from angel investors or venture capitalists. It also can be used to attract business partners and key employees or to make business alliances. If the business plan is prepared with a large organization, within a large organization, then it enables the board of directors to make capital investment decisions. The act of writing the plan will force the entrepreneur and his team to think thoroughly all the key elements of the business. The plan provides a basis for measuring actual performance against expected performance. This plan's financial projection can be used as a budget. Actual results that fall short of planned results will promote the entrepreneur to investigate and take corrective actions. The plan acts as a vehicle for communicating to others what the business is trying to accomplish. Now, let me go through one of the section of the business plan, that is marketing plan. Marketing plan refers to the plan that describes market condition and strategy related to how products and services will be distributed, priced, and promoted in market. In simple words, it specifies how, where, and to whom a business plans to market its product. A small business typically creates 1 year market plan, whereas a huge business may develop 5 years market plan. Now let us go through the steps in marketing in preparing the market plan. There are 9 major steps required to develop a well-crafted strategic market plan. They are the first step is to define business situation. That is, it is important to understand past and present business achievements of new venture. It gives basic insight about the scenario persisting in the market, response of the customers to the new venture in the market, and also helps in predicting customer acceptance of the company product in the market. And the second step in preparing the market plan is to define the target market. The target market refers to group of potential customers towards which venture aims its market plan. Okay. The knowledge of target market will provide basis for determining appropriate market action strategy to meet the needs of the customers. Target market also includes market segmentation, which involves the process of dividing market into definable and measurable groups for the purpose of targeting market strategy. And the third step is considering the strength and weaknesses. The strength of the business refers to core areas in which the company is specialized, and the weakness may be in terms of production capability or layout, which permits limited space for the equipment and operation. And the fourth step is to establish goals and objectives. So, marketing goals of the company should be clear and specific in nature, as it has to clearly indicate about the nature of product, target customers, sales promotion, advertising support, etc. The fifth step is defining market strategy and action program. So this refers to specific activities outlined to meet the uh, venture business plan objectives and goals. In this step, we have to concentrate on the product and the service, okay, which indicates the description of the product or service to be marketed in the new venture. We have to concentrate on pricing, which refers to the price to be charged for the product in the market, before which the company is required to consider various aspects such as cost, margin, competitors, etc. Next, we have to concentrate on the distribution channels, which refers to the means through which the product will be made available to customers in the market, which involves the decision relating to the nature of the product, distribution channel, middleman, etc. And the next point which has to be concentrated is about the promotion, which refers to various channels through which entrepreneur will advertise the company product to the customers in the market. Next step in preparing this market plan is concentrating on the marketing strategy, which involves understanding the nature of the product, accordingly planning for marketing the product. Entrepreneur may market consumer product directly to the customers, while manufacturing products are to be sold to the business than customers in the market. Dell Computers markets its products both to the customers as well as to the business people. Next step is budgeting marketing strategy. After drafting the marketing plan, after drafting the marketing plan, entrepreneur is required to estimate total expenses to be incurred in the process of implementing the market plan. The expense of marketing plan should be in line with the planned expense of the entrepreneur. Okay, and the next step is the implementation of the market plan. The market plan should be implemented in the company and also needs to be informed to the workforce involved in the marketing activity, as it acts as a guiding element to direct on the strategies which will make marketing process effective. The next step and the last step in preparing the market plan is uh, checking the progress of the marketing. So marketing of plan involves tracking specific results of marketing effort, sales data of product, data gathered by market survey are few methods of monitoring the progress of the market plan. The next section of the business plan is the financial plan, which is a critical section of the business plan as it translates all the parts of the business plan into anticipated financial results. Okay, the financial plan section determines whether or not your business idea is viable, and it is the key component in determining whether or not your business plan is going to be able to attract any investments into your business, onto your business. Next, let us go through the components of a successful financial plan. Basically, the financial plan section of the business plan consists of an analysis of financial statements such as income statement, which is also called as profit loss statement. Um, Actually, an income statement is a financial statement that shows you the company's income and expenditures. An income statement helps business owners to decide whether they can generate profit by increasing revenues or by decreasing costs or by both. It also shows the effectiveness of the strategies that the business set at the beginning of the financial period. The next component being the cash flow projection. Actually, this cash flow statement is an important tool used by managers to track the cash flow of an organization while managing the finances. The cash flow statement shows the sources of cash and helps you monitor incoming and outgoing money. Next component, key component, is the projected balance sheet. A balance sheet is a financial statement that contains details of company's assets or liabilities at a specific point of time. The income statement, along with balance sheet and cash flow statement, helps you understand the financial health of your business. Sales forecast, which is the process of the next component is the sales forecast, which is the process of estimating future revenue by predicting the amount of product or services as sales unit. Okay, it helps every business make better business decisions. It also helps in overall business planning, budgeting, and risk management. And the next component is sales forecasting, which allows companies to efficiently allocate resources for future growth and manage its cash flow. The next component is the personal planning, which is the first step in recruiting and selection process. It is the process of determining an organization's human resource needs. Employment or personal planning is the process of deciding what positions in the firm will have to fill will have to be filled and how to fill them. Thus, it it helps to budget for current and future employees. The next component is the business ratio. It is the ratio to measure how quickly the business pay its bills. And the last component being the break-even charts, which is a graphical representation between cost, volume, and profits. This graph shows the effects of cost and revenue at varying levels of sales. It is widely used to determine the number of units the business needs to sell in order to avoid losses. So, a financial planning is simply an overview of current business financials and projections for growth. It helps you as a business owner to set realistic expectations regarding the success of your business. You are less likely to be surprised by your current financial state and more prepared to manage a crisis or incredible growth. Simply because you know your financials inside and out. And aside from helping you better manage your business, a thorough financial plan also makes you more, also helps you to attract more investors. It makes you less of a risk and shows that you have firm plan and track record in place to the growth of your business. The next section is the human resource planning, which allows companies to plan ahead uh, so they can maintain a steady supply of skilled employees. That's why it is also referred to as workforce planning. The process is used to help companies evaluate their needs and plan ahead to meet those needs. It is a continuous process of systematic planning ahead to achieve optimum use of organization's most valuable assets, that is, the quality employees. It ensures the best fit between employees and jobs while avoiding manpower shortages or surpluses. There are four key steps to the HRP, that is human resource planning process. They include analyzing present labor supply, forecasting labor demand, balancing projected labor demand with supply, and supporting organizational goals. Thus, human resource planning is an important investment for any business as it allows companies to remain both productive and profitable. Human resource planning needs to be flexible enough to meet short term staffing challenges while also adapting to changing conditions in the business environment over the longer term. Human resource planning starts by assessing and auditing the current capacity of human resources. Of course, there are challenges to human resource planning, which includes forces that are always changing, such as employees getting sick, moving out of the company, and so on. To satisfy the employees' objectives, HR managers have to make plans to do the following. To satisfy the company's objectives, their objectives. HR managers have to plan for the following tasks. that is to find and attract skilled employees, select and train, and also reward the best candidates, to cope with absence and to deal with conflicts, to promote employees or to get some of them let some of them go. Investing in human resource planning is one of the most important decisions a company can make. After all, a company is only as good as its employees, and a high level employee engagement can be essential for company's success. If a company has the best employees and the best practices in place, it can mean the difference between sluggishness and productivity, helping to bring the company profitability. The next section of the business plan is the production planning. Production planning is the administrative process that takes place within the manufacturing business, and it involves making sure that sufficient raw materials, staff, and other necessary items are procured and ready to create finished products according to the schedule specified as defined by the business dictionary. The production plan serves as a guide for your company's productive production activities. It establishes and sequences activities which must be carried out to achieve a production target, so that all staff involved are aware of who needs to do what, when, where, and how. A production plan will help you meet a product demand while minimizing production time and cost by improving process flow, reducing the waiting time between operations, and optimizing the use of plant, equipment, and also inventory. In order to do this, you must align your production plan to your business strategy and business plan. um, to do this, you must align your production plan to your business strategy and the business plan. Okay, and support production planning by coordinating with other departments such as procurement, finance, and marketing. Now let me go through the steps in preparing the production plan. First step is forecast the demand of your product, that is to estimate your demand so that you know how many products you need to produce during the specific time period. You may have already some confirmed orders for the next couple of months, but on the top of that, you need to predict how many more may come. Different methods exist to forecast your product demand. A traditional technique to estimate product demand is based on historical information, that is, the orders placed by your customers in past. While this is very common method, you need to consider external and internal events in your business environment that could alter the past patterns. For example, new market trends, uh, for a slowdown in the economy, or new marketing campaign that could increase or decrease your product demand compared to what happened in the past. Okay, the second step in preparing the production planning is to determine potential options for production. that is to determine the different production options available to meet the forecasted demand of your product. For example, if you want to produce 100 shirts, you need to use a certain number of machines, human resources, materials, and time. Different combinations of these inputs can lead to different production times and cost. So the next step is to choose the option for production that uses the combination of resources more efficiently. To choose the option, you have to compare the cost and time of each potential production option and choose the option that uses the most efficient combination of resources and which allows you to meet the product demand. The chosen option should maximize the operational capacity of your firm. Always make sure you can cover the cost involved in the production process, such as purchase of materials, office rent, or payment of salary to staff, leasing, etc. You need to share your product production plan with all the departments and staff that contribute or interact with your production process, including human resources, procurement, financing, marketing department, etc. If everybody knows what to do and what materials and equipment should be used for each task of production process, operation will be smoother. Next step is to monitor and control. That is, you want to ensure that your plan is working in the way that it was intended. So monitoring and controlling is about comparing what is happening with what should happen. Having a control system in place helps you detect problems as soon as they occur, allowing you more time to correct before it is too late. And the last step is to adjust. So be prepared to adjust the plan itself if necessary. The production plan needs to be flexible to accommodate changes in the customer's demand. Example, an important order may get cancelled. Also, you need to take into account possible risks that may arise during the production process. For example, a machine may go wrong, or a worker may get sick, or suppliers do not deliver materials on time. And you also have to take into account the risk of mitigation plan. And this is the reference book for the topics which have been covered in this session. Now let me go through some of the multiple choice questions. The first question is, the following are included in the business plan. The options are option A, financial information, production plans, personal policies, option B, goals of business and how they will be achieved, option C, a step-by-step plan for the success of your business, option D, all of the above. And the answer is option D, all of the above. So the business plan includes all the things such as financial information, production information, you know that, right? The second question is, the first step in the human resource planning process is, options are option A, preparing a job analysis, B. Forecasting human resource needs. C. Assessing future demand. D. Assessing future supply. And the correct answer is option B. That is, you need to first forecast human resource needs to start your business. Next question is, which one of the following gives suggestions for new product and also help to market new products? Options are option A, existing products and services, option B, federal government, option C, distribution channels, option D, consumers. And the correct answer is option C, that is the distribution channel, which is a network of intermediaries who enable distribution of the product from the manufacturer to the ultimate customer. Next question is, which of the following is the characteristics of a business? Options are option A, production, option B, exchange or sale, option C, risk element, option D, all of the above. So all of the above is the correct answer. That is the in a business you need to produce, you may need to produce, sale or exchange, and business also includes risk element. Next question, which term describes the process of gathering, analyzing, and synthesizing information about the jobs that are being done and any new jobs that are envisaged or foreseen? Okay? Sorry, and any new jobs that are envisaged. Sorry, foreseen. Okay, and the options are option A, job description, option B, job analysis, option C, job specification, option D, human resource inventory. And the correct answer is option B, that is the job analysis is the process of gathering, analyzing, and synthesizing information about jobs and the prediction about the job positions which may get created in the business. Next question is, a job dash is a written statement of job activities, the equipment required for it, and the working conditions in which it exists. Options are option A, analysis, option B, specification, option C, design, option D, description. And the correct answer is option D, description. That is, the job description is a written statement of job's activity, the equipments required to perform that job, and the working conditions in which the job has to be performed. Next question is, which of the following is a written statement of the skills, the knowledge, abilities, and other characteristics needed to perform a job effectively? Options are option A, job design, option B, job specification, option C, job analysis, option D, job description, and the correct answer is job specification, which is a written statement which gives the information such as the skills, the knowledge, the ability, and the characteristics needed to perform a specific job effectively. Okay, the next question is, in break-even analysis, total cost consists of, options are option A, fixed cost, option C, B, variable cost, option C, fixed cost plus variable cost, option D, fixed cost plus variable cost plus overhead. And the correct answer is option C, That is, break-even analysis includes the total cost, which consists of fixed cost and variable cost. With this, I'll be ending this session. Thank you all.